Hello, everybody. I'll give a little bit more time for everybody to get in the room because I want to fill it up, right? We had a good turnout last week, too. I don't know if you were here. I see some new faces this week as well. I'm Rob Satori. Welcome to Unity of Sarasota, live in person for a change. How's that? All right, so I'm going to start off with a song by Gary Lynn Floyd called One Heart. One heart, one life, we are one family, one earth. One heart, one life, we are one family, yeah, one heart. Together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation, we are one heart. One heart, one heart, one family, one earth. One heart, one heart, one life, we are one family, one earth. And together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation, we are one heart. And even though it seems that we're so far apart, and many times we're feeling all alone, and many times the truth of who we are has been here from the start. We are one heart. And together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation, we are one heart. Now let me say one heart and you sing one. Well, you can't really sing. Oh, good. And well, sing it in your mind. One heart, one life, we are one family, one earth. One heart, one life, we are one family, one earth. Yeah, good job. Sorry.
I'll go over what he was referring to in just a moment, but in the meantime.
She's going to take the ruler to my hands when I get after service. This is like from just like Catholic Church days. I remember them.
We are stepping into the great unknown, folks, so just know there are going to be some curves. Gary Lynn Floyd wrote that song, and I have had the honor of playing music with him. Great song, One Heart. We are all one heart. Thank you, Rob, for doing that. Where did he go? Oh, he's hiding from my mallet. Good morning. I'm Dr. Susie Shadle. I welcome you to Unity of Sarasota, where something good is happening all the time, and it's happening right now, right where we are, and we're sending the vibration of that out into the world, and it's going woo, 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 far and wide. Can you feel it? Can you feel those ripples? Woo! Call your relatives today and ask them if they felt it. All right. If you happen to be a guest with us here for the first time today, please stand and let us, remain standing and let us find out where you may be visiting us from. Any guests? Oh, Kathy. Okay, stand. That's great. Let's start here. Where are you visiting from?
Actually, I live here now
She,
for the last 2 years.
and where did you come from?
I came from California, but I hail from the north.
She came from California, she hails from the north, and now she lives here.
Yes.
Welcome. All right. Maybe I can do that rap next week, Rob. Where'd you go? Anyway, back here. Right, so Sarasota, by way of Massachusetts, from Venezuela, along with their mom, who was here last week from Venezuela. She's here again. Thank you. Welcome. And how about here? You guys can sit. And where are you visiting from? From where? South Carolina to Sarasota. Now she lives in Sarasota. Yay, welcome. And how about here?
We're CPL alumni, and I used to sing with Rob in the CPL chorus. And Wayne Lehigh and Linda Lehigh. Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Good to see you guys
welcome.
again. I'll talk to you later.
You know what? When we have singing again, when it's safe to sing again, which I'm hoping is very soon, we're going to have you sing again.
We live in Cleveland, Georgia.
In Georgia?
Northeast Georgia.
Northeast Georgia. All right, but you're not. So you don't live here now?
No, we're visiting.
Well, you need to move back.
That's what my kids say too.
Well, see, we voted, and you need to move back. So there you have it. Thank you. Welcome. Glad to see you. How about here?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. This is great. We've got folks from far and wide. Well, we're so happy to have you with us. Please take a welcome packet on your way out. They're there on the tables in the lobby, and they're filled with all kinds of information about Unity of Sarasota. And we do invite you to fill out the welcome card on the back. It's clipped to the back of the packet. And just leave it on the welcome table there, and that way we can keep you informed about things that are going on and what's up here at Unity of Sarasota. I also want to welcome all of those who are joining us on the live stream on our website, unityofsarasota.org. Let's wave to all the folks that are on the live stream. Hi, everybody. Wish you were here. Come on down. Also, you can watch the recording on the website or on our YouTube page or on our Facebook page after the fact. It is wonderful having all of you here, as Rob said earlier, live and in person. It's lovely to have you here, and really appreciate all of you coming and celebrating this wonderful time that we have together with us. Wherever you may be on your spiritual journey, just know that you are welcome to journey with us, because it makes the trip more fun when we journey together. And we're all headed to the same place, enlightenment. You've heard of it. It's right over there. That little building right there is. It's not far to go. All right. And our board member of the day today is Scott Thompson. Scott, where are you? There he is. Scott Thompson. He also happens to be the vice president of the board. And what I would invite you to do is you can go out under the portico after the service. We have some refreshments for you out there, and Scott will be out there, and you can talk to him and get to know him a little bit, ask him, see if you can stump him, ask him some questions that he doesn't know the answer to, and give him any positive suggestions you have for us going forward. But he will be right there, eager to meet you. And please know that Unity of Sarasota is a beacon of light and love. We are opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. We're an inclusive spiritual community that embraces empowering and life-affirming practical spirituality for richer living right here and right now. And we join with our Unity movement worldwide in creating a world that works for all. Who wants to create a world that works for all? I should see every hand up. If I don't see those hands up, you will have to stay after school. Okay? So with this many people creating a world that works for all, I can see it happening in my lifetime. You with me? All right, good. Thank you. Appreciate that. And we have some invitations for your participation, and I want to start with the first one, and it really is our health and safety moment. I just want to remind us that, yes, we are gathering in person for the second time this month. I just want to remind you that masks are optional. We do recommend them if you have not been vaccinated or if you feel more comfortable wearing a mask. So don't judge anybody by their mask or the lack thereof. Just know that everybody is doing the right thing that they need to do, knowing from their mind and their heart. We do ask that you distance if you live together, if you're a pod, in other words. This is a new relationship. There are husbands and wives, there are husbands and husbands, wives and wives, and all kinds of things, and now there are pods. So if you live together or you've been hanging together during this whole time, you can sit together, but we do recommend that you put a few seats between you and the next person or party, just to be a bit on the safe side. We're easing our way into this opening. Also, I do want to remind you that we are recommending no hugging and Kathy, we are reminding you that we are recommending for now no hugging, shaking hands, touching. I've already violated both of those things myself. I got excited, as I'm sure some of you have. So we're recommending, Oh. Turnabout's fair play, I guess, huh? I knew I should have hid that mallet after I used it. So,
That's okay, I did it too.
so we are recommending no hugging, shaking hands, touching, or holding hands during the peace song. Hold your hands like this and just know that there's, here, I'm going to give you a quick little metaphysical lesson. We are all interconnected. It looks like there's space between us, but there is not in reality. So therefore, we really are touching in the most powerful way, in the way of spirit. So know that we are connected, even though we are not physically connecting, because we're taking small baby steps to make sure we stay safe. Okay? So you with me on that? Is that, bear with me till we do something different. And Rob, we're not doing congregational singing yet, okay? Because they're still saying, there's a lot that happens when you sing robustly.
Is congregational humming okay, maybe?
Pardon?
Humming?
Yes, you can hum, as long as your mouth is closed. No, Okay. Wow, I thought this would be easier, this safety moment, but I was wrong. Okay, one other thing about safety. I'm just going to tell you real quickly, and you're going to be hearing more and more about this. We had a risk assessment done on this campus, and we are working right now with one of our partners, the Congregation of Humanistic Judaism, who rents space from us. We're working together and applying for a FEMA grant, and we have the possibility of getting anywhere from nothing to $200,000 to, yeah, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Kind of makes you want to behave a little bit, right? We have that possibility, and we're working on that to make our campus safe and healthy and secure. So we will be making some changes to make sure that things are secure. I don't want to alarm you. It's not because there's something wrong. It's that something can be more improved. And with that said, I'm laughing because, one time, a long, long time ago when I was a young punk and I wanted adventure, I applied to be an airline attendant because I thought that would be fun and exciting, and adventurous and get to go places for free. Well, they didn't take me. I still don't understand that, but they didn't. And their loss. And I could have been preying on every one of those planes, right? But I get to do sort of that right now. What I want you to do is I want you to know where your exits are. Exit, through that doorway and into that room, exit. If an incident were to happen, it could be a weather incident, it could be fire, it could be any sort of thing. The tendency is to want to go out the door you came in. That's usually not the best place to go. So you want to know where your exits are, okay? And we will be having a safety team, and there'll be people for you to follow. So there's going to be more information, but we're just taking baby steps to make ourselves safe, secure, and healthy. And I want to say something about that healthy. Way back in January 2020, I started safety protocols here because of the virus. And I think a lot of people thought I was nuts, and some people were not real happy with me. The reason I started it is because my friends in Seattle, where this thing started, were giving me the heads up. And I do believe that because we started those safety protocols early, we have remained a healthy congregation. To my knowledge, there was one person's husband who died from COVID-related effects, not even in this state. And I think I'm the only other person and my housemate, my best friend, Lisa, the two of us got COVID by going to a minister's retreat of all things. So I would say that we have been a blessed congregation because we started things that kept us safe, and we stuck with those. And we've come through this pandemic, I would say, pretty well. What do you think? Yeah? So we're going to take baby steps coming back to whatever normal tends to be. So just hang with me a little bit longer, okay? We're easing our way in. All right. I also want to let you know that we are in the planning stages. Now that we're in person again, we're in the planning stages for some in-person classes and workshops and events and things like that. So stay tuned. There will be some things coming. In the meantime, we're continuing most of our online activities as well, and some of you have been participating in that. So we'll continue those things, but we're adding in-person things, and so we'll just keep adding more things for you to get involved with. And if you have some ideas, please bring them, because we're open. We are open. We've got some events already planned in the other buildings, so know that we're open. Jerry? All right, Veterans Group, 7 o'clock tomorrow night in the Fellowship Hall. Thanks, Jerry.
Remind them of your meditation.
Oh, she wants me to remind you that on the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday of every month at 5 p.m., I do a Zoom meditation. And so what you'll need to do is email me so that I can send you the link and the passcode to get into that. And actually, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been enjoying doing those meditations. So we've got a little following, so join us for the meditation. We will continue that. Also, we would ask that you let all of your friends on social media know about Unity of Sarasota. Click all the likes, the loves, the shares, and invite people to come now to the Sunday celebration or the Wednesday evening music and inspiration service, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. So let people know we are open. And we got flashing like crazy up on the sign by the street. We are open, 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 open. There's a commercial like that. What is that? It's open, open, open. Remember that commercial? Only me? Oh, okay. No one here shops, apparently. All right, well, not for a while anyway. Okay. Rob is going to do the Unity song by David Friedman, and eventually we're going to put the lyrics up so that you can sing with this. But in the meantime, listen and start getting the hang of it. Unity song.
Every prayer is answered, every prayer is heard, every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel is already here, is already real. There yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me. There's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All knowing, all feeling, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, you hold all those troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if that feels good for you, and otherwise a soft gaze, perhaps at the flame on the candle or the stars moving above my head. I'm going to move into prayer. And so I just invite you to take a deep breath in. Know that that is the breath of Spirit filling your heart. And release the breath. And again, a deep breath in. And feel that breath of Spirit gently massaging your heart into greater awakening. And then release the breath fully. And again, breathing in deeply to the very center of your being where Father, Mother, God resides. And know that God, as you breathe out, is also all around you. And so we continue to breathe in deeply and exhale fully in this divine flow that is the goodness of God. Each one of us is a divine expression of the One. We express ourselves uniquely, individually, diversely, and yet remain interconnected in the oneness and the unity of all life and creation. From the one, many, and yet the many remain one. We have been interconnected this entire time that we have not been in person in this sanctuary, and we continue to be interconnected in that oneness, that wholeness, that allness of life. And so we own that divine gift that has been given us, the ability to co-create our own reality in partnership with Spirit. So we know we have been given that power of co-creation, and so we invite ourselves to elevate to our highest possible consciousness as we engage in that co-creation, that transformation, that becomingness of life, so that each one of us might become who we have truly come here to be, and that all of our doingness then arises out of that beingness. I know that this is the truth of each one, all one, for there is only one. That one is God, and that one is each of our lives right here and right now. And for this remembrance of the truth and our willingness to live in, through, and as that truth in all that we think, say, and do, I am eternally grateful. And so it is. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen. So our daily word today is world peace. The affirmation, peace shared between people spreads throughout the world. Peace shared between people spreads throughout the world. I just want to point out that, when we do sing the peace song at the end, when we start singing that again, when we say, I change the words to say, yes, there is peace on earth, because any time that there is peace within any one of us, there is a place where peace is on the earth. And so anytime any one of us is at peace, we send that vibration out to those around us and further and further and further, so that peace shared between people spreads throughout the world, and we create a world that works for all. I contribute to world peace when I join in spirit with all people who dedicate themselves to expressing divine love, united in the belief that God is within everyone. I affirm the divinity of humankind and honor each person as a unique expression of God. I recognize and release any unkind thoughts or feelings toward any person or group of people. I respect all others and seek to learn more about customs and beliefs that are unfamiliar to me as I grow in the spirit of kinship. I believe a warm, friendly attitude communicates my intentions as effectively as my words. I smile easily and I extend myself to others in a spirit of friendship. I remain mindful that as peace flowers between individuals, peace grows in the world. And our scripture comes from Micah 4:3. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That bears repeating. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And our affirmation, peace shared between people, spreads throughout the world. I invite you to recite our statement of being with me, if you would, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. We are individualized expressions of God.
There were three ministers went into a bar. No, no, I don't know. Okay, so I'm Lisa Arundale, and I'm a friend of Susie's. We've known each other, a lot of you know, for 25, 30 years, something like that, which meant that I was 2 and she was 6 when we met. And anyway, so this is a song that I wrote. Did you recognize yeah, you didn't know I wrote Summertime? This is a parody that I wrote on Summertime that has to do with people that we appreciate in the church. And we do appreciate each and every one of you. And we would really, really appreciate it if you volunteer. So anything, time and talent is wonderful. And each of us, I think, has a special thing to contribute to the church. Obviously, we have our magical and wonderful musician here, Rob, who, gives his time and talent. We have other musicians that I see. There's Phil in the audience and other people that sing and do stuff here. And so, but you don't have to have that kind of a talent. On some Saturdays, there are people who are in the yard out here working and everything, and so it works out well. So whatever you can give your time and talent for, we appreciate very much. Service time and the Givin is easy. Kids are laughing and attendance is high. All the aisles are filled, yet people keep on coming. Hush, little ushers, no need to cry. Well, the coffee's hot, and the programs, when we can have them again, are folded. Musicians warm up while the chaplains pray. The grounds are groomed and the greeters always smiling. Your time and your talents save the day. 'Cause when you're given, it's like you rise up singing. Yeah, you spread your wings and give from your soul. When your heart is full, so is the world around you. You love one another as Spirit loves you. So give yourselves in love, and the love returns to you. Cool thing. You can feel the gift in all that you do. Yeah, to all our volunteers, this church is so grateful. Thanks for your service. Unity loves you. Thanks for your service. Unity loves you. Thank you. Thank you, Rob.
Ooh, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Caroline, I bet your heart skipped a beat when you saw your name up there again. She's like, what? Yeah, you can go to the next slide now. He gave you extra time since you lost some there. I want to start with our core value affirmation. If you say that with me, I'd appreciate it. In service to our own and the greater community, we volunteer to help, support, and serve others. Okay. You know, I wanted Lisa to sing that song as a tribute to all of our volunteers, past and present, and probably most of all, as a vision and an intention for us coming together, all of us chipping in to make Unity of Sarasota what it can be. Because it takes a community to be a community. So it takes all of us, and all of us have been gifted with certain talents that we were meant not to keep to ourselves, but to share. So I do want to introduce a couple of folks, because Ginger Wilson, who is new on our Board of Trustees. Ginger, where are you? Stand up for a second there. Ginger Wilson has taken it upon herself to head up the volunteer ministry, along with her team, Reverend Amy, who's closing the door and leaving, trying to skate out right there, along with Reverend Amy, and also Betty McQueen. Where are you? Betty McQueen. Also Caroline Roberti's helping with this process. and myself, and we are redesigning the entire volunteer ministry to make it more powerful, more effective, more exciting, more engaging, so that we together lift up this community. Because you know what? Unity of Sarasota, that's you. You are Unity of Sarasota. It's not this gorgeous campus. It's not the gorgeous renovated sanctuary. It's you. And what we do together is what will make Unity of Sarasota what it is and make that beacon of light and love shine more brightly. So know that that's coming. Stay tuned. There's going to be some exciting things happening. So let's thank these people for coming forward. Okay, so you want to go ahead and do my next slide, please? There you go. Great, thank you. So, summertime in the Givin is easy. Yeah. Well, you know, we create that world that works through giving of our time, our talent, and our treasure. You know, really to create that world that works for all, we need to model that possibility in our personal lives, in our community life, both spiritual and local, and also in our global outreach and our expression in the world. We're called to give of our time, talent, and treasure. Are you willing? Are you willing to share your gifts and step into the world with your time, talent, and treasure? Are you willing? That seems a little weak to me. I believe you'll all be staying after school today. No, really, are you willing to share the God-given gifts you've been given with the rest of the world? Yes. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And I have you on tape. So therefore, we have proof. You know, life and giving can be easy. It really can be easy. And I know it seemed somewhat hard in the last several months, but it can be easy. Sometimes I think we humans complicate life and giving, and we make it hard when it really doesn't need to be. You know, some of us are coming from that Puritan work ethic heritage where we've almost made easy a four-letter word. Actually, it does have four letters, but you know what I'm saying. You know, sometimes we hear the thing of those who take it easy or try to find an easy way are wimpy or lazy or weak or meek. I don't happen to believe that's true. I think they're smart. I don't think life was meant to be hard. I think it was meant to have grace and ease as part of it. And so we can make that shift from hard to easy, E-A-S-Y. Expectancy activates spirit's yes and puts us in alignment with that divine co-creation, that capacity we've been given to co-create together and with spirit. And so that's the route to Easy Street. Ease literally opens our experience and our expression to greater receptivity, greater creativity, greater givingness from the inside out, givingness of our full self. Deepak Chopra said, you can't make positive choices for your life without an environment that makes those choices easy, natural, and enjoyable. I think that's good advice. Imagine yourself being at ease, being easy with things and situations and life that you maybe thought were hard. Just imagine if you framed it as, that
was easy. That was easy.
What if you had that mantra? That was easy. This is easy. I am easy. It's easy. Things don't have to be hard. So what if we do that? What if we just imagine ourselves moving through life with ease and grace, not with trepidation and struggle and working hard? Giving of our time in communion with God in our spiritual practice connects us to the divine energy and flow of spirit, and we are given unlimited support. Giving of our talent in sacred service builds community and moves love into action. Giving of our treasure enriches the recipient and the giver and keeps our giving, receiving energy flowing. That was written by someone very close to me named Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle. Who knew? When we give of our time, the time we're giving is the time that we give to Father, Mother, God, Spirit, the source of all creation. The time that we spend in communion. It's important that we have a consistent connection and communion with the beloved Spirit. That's what gives us our power and our strength, our presence, our creativity, our receptivity, our givingness, our knowingness. Everything good comes out of that relationship with the One. The best way I know how to get there and be there and stay there and sustain that is through spiritual practice. Meditation. Spend some time in meditation. If you're not a meditator, spend 2 minutes. If you're not a meditator, and let me tell you something. I was in a little bit of fear when I was in ministerial school because meditation did not come easily to me. Because I don't know if you've noticed, I'm got a little bit of energy, and so especially when I'm around people, I'm an extrovert. So the more people, the more animated I get. So meditate, sitting on was not coming easily to me. So I thought, wow, there's got to be other ways I can do this. And indeed, there are a multitude of ways that you can meditate. I had a Buddhist monk was one of our teachers in ministerial school, and he did all of the meditation retreats with us. One of the retreats was actually done at church, and we did a moving meditation, and we cleaned the entire church and campus in that weekend as meditation. Wax on, wax off. You remember that show, right? So we did, and I thought, wow, we can do this moving meditation. What I found worked best for me is when I play my bass flute. I just go into a zone. I'm deep, deep, deep within, and all else is, quiets the mind. So whatever your thing may be, it might be sewing, it might be needlepoint, it might be walking the ladder. There are all kinds of ways that you can get into a meditative state. It's not all sitting on a pillow and oming and just, crossing your legs, which is, gets harder the older you get. But at any rate, there are lots of ways to meditate. Lots of ways to meditate. They're not all silent, and they're not all still. It's whatever gets you to that place within, that place of stillness within, where you can push the rest of the outside world away and just be. Just be. So that's a great spiritual practice to get you in that communion and connection with Spirit. Also visioning, in that meditative state, catching Spirit's vision for your life. Catching Spirit's vision, not our visualization or our agenda, but Spirit's vision, which is usually grander than we can even imagine. Another one, affirmative prayer. Being in the affirmation that which you seek is already so. It's already there. It's already in the mind of God. Spiritual study, taking classes here where you learn the spiritual principles we teach even more deeply, and more importantly, you learn how to apply them in your life. Worship. By worship, I mean being in awe and wonder of this magnificent universe of creation. Just be in awe and wonder. Look at a tree, look at a leaf, look at anything around you and be in awe and wonder that it has even been created. That's worship. Worship yourself in the sense that you've been created. Imagine what it takes to have any bit of creation come into form. So that's what I mean by that. So there are lots of things that become spiritual practices. Anything that brings you to center and brings you into relationship with the One and shuts out distractions, that's a spiritual practice. Journaling, playing music, whatever it is, you find your path to spiritual practice, and you'll find your way to Father, Mother, God, Spirit, and discover that Father, Mother, God, Spirit has been within you and all around you all along, and you're it. So allow Spirit to guide and have its way with, through, and as you. Give of your God-given talents to others. Share those God-given talents with your friends, your family, your community, your world. Trust me, you were not given any of the talents and skills and abilities that you have with the idea in mind of you keeping it to yourself. You were given those to share. And if we all share what we have everything. We've got it all. Think about that. Imagine if everybody brought to the table what they've been given, we have everything we need and then some. In fact, we'll create needs for the stuff we have. I had a professor once who said, you've heard the saying, necessity was the mother of invention. He said, sometimes invention is the mother of necessity. We invent something and then figure out why we need it. So trust me, all of your talents can be brought to bear to create new opportunities and new ways of being in the world. From the ancient Greek, the word human means to be the dispenser of God's gifts. So dispense the gifts and the talents you've been given. Make a difference. And I guarantee you, not only will you make a difference for someone else, you'll make a difference for yourself because you will feel fulfilled. You'll feel like, wow, there's something to me. And there's something that comes through me. And Spirit expresses itself as me. That is a very powerful thing. Own that feeling. You're magnificent. Every single one of us. Create a heart connection in oneness and unity with all of life. And what that does is it sets love into action. Love in motion. Caring and sharing in sacred service gives us the opportunity to express our unique gifts. How cool is that? You don't want to be all bottled up, do you? You know, they have stuff over the counter for that, but you don't want to be stopped up. Let your talents and your expression out. Let it out. That's what it's for. It's not to put a lid on it. You want to, or as it says in the Bible, don't hide your light under a bushel, right? Give it out. Shine your light. Shine your light. And here's another added benefit. Service is a pathway of awakening and transformation to both the giver and the receiver. It's an awakening to transformation. Don't wait until you get your act together before you serve. Serving will help you get your act together. It'll help you become who you truly are. That's the pathway. Ram Dass said, service not only reveals a larger vision of life, but steadily moves us along and supports us in our efforts to realize this vision. Each time we respond to appeals for help, we are being shown where we must grow in our sense of unity and what inner resources we can call upon to do so. The path of service helps us along the journey of awakening. Give of your treasure. Give also of your treasure where you're spiritually fed and inspired. Faith, the spiritual practice of faith, being in faith and trusting the truth, allows us to give a portion of our financial inflow and know that we will be supported. To know that even as I give, I'm enriched. I'm not depleted, I'm enriched as I give. You know, I have to tell you, there was a time that I was a corporate mucky muck and I made a lot of money. And I had a lot of perks. And one day I said, you know what, I'm at the top of the wrong ladder. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this. Could someone let this person in the back? Thank you. That's okay, they got it, thank you. So I'm up at the top of the corporate ladder there and I'm realizing that's not the ladder I want to be on. And so I came down the ladder and I walked in and said, I was a vice president of an international company, and I walked into the president of the company. I said, you know what? I just don't want to do this anymore. This is not my bliss. I'm good at it, but I don't feel like I'm making a contribution. I feel like I'm sleepwalking through this. And so I literally walked away, from a very big salary, lots of, goodies and perks and things. This is God calling to say, listen up here. Uh-oh, she's going to be locked out now. Somebody keep an eye on her and let her back in when she's done. So suddenly my income went from, usually you hear that saying going from 0 to 60, in 1 second. My income went from a lot to 0 in 1 second. But you know what? I never went without. I never felt that I had to deprive myself of anything. And in fact, I make a lot less money right now, but I feel richer. You know why? Because I'm being who I came here to be. I'm contributing what I've come here to contribute, and I get so much more back. And I find that I have everything I need, but I have a whole lot more because I have me, and I have my relationship with Spirit, and I have you. I didn't have you in corporate America. Let's see, the thing today was to be nice to people I don't want to say anything ill of the people I used to work with, but they were not as fun as you. Let me just put it that way, okay? So my life is much richer by being true to my call, true to who I am called to be. And I think that's true for every single one of us. I think that we are supported, we are uplifted, we are deepened and expanded when we say yes to that which is ours to say yes to. So, I stopped worrying about it. Actually, I worried more about money when I made a bunch of money than I do now. I don't actually worry about money now. It's a nice feeling. Giving tells the universe that you believe you are provided for. Even as you empty your purse, you fear not. The act alone is a demonstration of faith that you will remain whole, that your coffers will be replenished, and that love is what matters most. And for whomsoever believes these things to be true, it shall become their reality, and abundance shall be showered upon them unceasingly, as if the heavens had opened up. That's how I felt. That's how I felt when I became true to who I was called to be. That quote is by the famous philosopher Unknown. These people say these brilliant things, and then they don't tell you who they are. You know, if it feels scary to you or hard to you to give, I'm going to make a little suggestion for you. Try giving, and here's a way you can do it that's really easy, and it eases you into the idea of giving of your income. Tithe on unexpected income. Give 10% of unexpected income. Now, let me explain it. And by the way, I call it expected income from unexpected sources because I expect to get income from unexpected sources other than my job, right? So here's how it works. Somebody takes you to lunch and it's a $10 lunch. Then the next time you're at church or someplace you're inspired, give $1. Because in essence, you got $10. So give $1 of that 10. My dear friend Lisa, who was just up here singing, took me on a vacation that would have been about $1,000, so I gave 100. I gave 100 when I tithed of that unexpected income. So expect income from unexpected sources and give 10% of it. You go downtown and you have to pay $2 for the parking and somebody else pays it, give 20 cents. You see what I'm saying? If you do that, it just eases you in, and you will be amazed how much income from unexpected sources you begin to attract to yourself. I had a guy in a class once who made it his business, because we were really talking about the idea of prosperity and being open to receiving. Every time he was walking around town and he saw a penny or a dime or a nickel or whatever, he picked it up, put it in his pocket. And by the end of a couple of years, he bought a condo. I don't think it was all from the pennies and the coins that he picked up, but the idea was he never imagined himself having the ability to do that. But not only did what he was doing was telling the universe, I'm open to receive, and nothing is too small. And what happened was he did receive some unexpected income from somewhere else, you know. So make yourself a magnet to receive the prosperity, the abundance of the universe, and then you will be a conduit for that as well. So it's an easy way to practice, to open yourself up to that. When we give, it affirms our values. It affirms our belief that Spirit is the source of limitless abundance. It's not our job. It's not, you know, a rich relative who dies and leaves you everything. It is God that is the source. That's the source of our abundance. And when we give, it primes this consistent flow and circulation of good, of giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving. It's an unending cycle, no beginning and no end. Here's a story that illustrates the real power of giving of our treasure. Sister Barbara was sitting in her room in the convent, opened a letter from home. Inside the letter was a $100 bill from her parents. Glancing out the window as she smiled at the gift, she noticed a shabbily dressed man leaning against the lamppost below. She took out a piece of paper and wrote in capital letters, "Don't despair!" exclamation point. And Sister Barbara wrapped the note around the $100 bill, got the man's attention, and tossed it out the window. The man picked up the paper and opened it. With a puzzled look, he tipped his hat and went along his way. The next day, Sister Barbara was told there was a man downstairs who insisted on seeing her. He handed her a wad of $100 bills. Surprised, Sister Barbara asked, "What's this?" "That's the $8,000 you have coming to you," the man replied. "Don't despair, paid 80 to 1. See? See how it works? So, don't ignore spirit-thrown opportunities in your way, people. I'm just saying. What I am saying is give and serve openly, freely, gratefully, with a fully present energy, fully present. Give in alignment with your highest consciousness, your highest values, your highest beliefs, and direct the energy and the soul of yourself and your financial abundance to support your highest values. Support your highest values. If you want to look at what's important to you, look at your checkbook register. Look at where your income goes. It's a clue to what things you feel are important to you. Make sure that you're coming from your highest consciousness, your highest values. Ernest Holmes taught this: we should give of ourselves in love and in service to others in a spirit of generosity and good fellowship. To refuse to give is to refuse to receive, for everything moves in circles. Real giving is the givingness of the self. So when you're giving, whether you're giving of your talent or your treasure, when you're giving, give with your full presence and give with a feeling of upliftment. Don't give out of obligation or like, I have to give this money because otherwise it'll look bad, or it might look good if I give some money. Give from your heart and soul. Give from that highest and best and deepest and most wonderful place in you. Give from your heart. Are you willing? Are you willing to walk your talk and live your values and beliefs and give from that place? Are you willing to do that? To live from your values, to give from there? Your highest consciousness? Good. That's a little weak too, but Are you willing to model your values and beliefs for all to see? Yes. So, in other words, if you were on trial for being a follower of Unity teachings, there would be enough evidence to convict you? Yes? Okay, then. I'm going to put you all behind bars. All right. We should do a fundraiser where you get arrested for being, modeling Unity principles, and then we lock you up and somebody else pays money to get you out. Right? I haven't worked out the details yet. I think you might have to help me with that, Caroline. That's your area. Give your time, your talent, and your treasure to your spiritual, your local, and your global community. Just let it continue to ripple out and out and out. Your life works better when you give and serve because we're all interconnected, we're all one. It boomerangs back. What you give also comes back to you. Okay? It's a circular flow. Giving and serving from our soul, from our hands, from our wallet, then becomes our greatest joy. We give from the inside out. Tracy Gary and Melissa Kohner wrote in their book, Inspired Philanthropy, giving of your time, talent, and money is more than simply doing good. It is a conscious, intentional act to weave oneself into a caring culture. Giving of your time, talent, and money is more than simply doing good. It is a conscious, intentional act of weaving oneself into a caring culture. Wouldn't that move us in the direction of creating a world that works for all if we wove ourselves into a caring culture? Start weaving. Create and live a lifestyle of serving and giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure. Increased giving of good leads to increased receiving of good. It puts us in that flow, that divine cycle of giving and receiving. Cornel West wrote, A rich life consists fundamentally of serving others, trying to leave the world a little better than you found it. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you give of yourself, the more you find yourself. When you make a positive difference in the lives of others, you make a positive difference in your own life. Giving is a win-win proposition. Practice ongoing, consistent serving and giving. It's not an episodic or periodic thing. It's a consistency. Look for the opportunities in your life to be generous and create a lifestyle of generosity. And I guarantee that you will be the recipient of generosity as well. And live in that circulation of being blessed and becoming a blessing, being blessed more and becoming more of a blessing. And on it goes. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, and we're going to just go into a brief meditation and focus on this idea of giving and service. So close your eyes or create a soft gaze. Breathe in deeply and exhale fully. And just continue that breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. Relax into your chair. And I invite you to recall a time someone helped you out financially. Someone assisted you financially. And remember the feeling you had. Remember the feeling you had by being supported. And remember how you felt about that person who helped you. Now recall a time you were generous financially. Recall a time you were generous financially. How did it feel for you to give financial help to someone? What were the benefits to you? Remember a time you were served or helped by someone. What did you get out of that? Someone serving and helping you. How did it feel? Recall the time you performed a fulfilling act of service for another. What were the benefits? What feelings did you have from serving and helping another? Today and this week, I invite you to think about and maybe even list the talents, the aspirations, the skills, the knowledge, the experience that you have been gifted, and seek out places and ways that you can use them to serve. And perhaps ask yourself, what talent and time and treasure can you give right now to open the divine flow of giving, receiving, giving, receiving. Khalil Gibran wrote on giving, "There are those who give little of the much they have, and there are those who have little and give it all. These are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked through understanding. And to the open-handed, the search for one who shall receive is joy greater than giving." And so I invite you, as you're ready, to gently bring yourself back to this time and place, and easily and gently open your eyes. Blessings on your journey of giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure. Give and serve until it feels good, and then give and serve some more. Give without expectations, but give with an expectancy of blessing. And begin today. And so it is. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen.
That was easy.
Grateful, grateful, I am grateful for all that I am, all that I have. I am grateful, so grateful. Thankful, thankful, I am thankful for all that I am, all that I have. I'm so thankful, I am so thankful, yeah, grateful, grateful, I am grateful for all that I am, all that I have. I am grateful, oh, so great, yeah, so grateful. Thankful, thankful, I am thankful for all that I am, all that I have. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chaplains, please come forward. Our prayer chaplains are available to you after the service to be in prayer with and for you for something you would like to bring into your life. So please utilize their service, and you can also make independent individual appointments with them should you choose. So let's thank our chaplains. I also remind you that we have a Wednesday evening service, and that Wednesday evening service is at 7 p.m. It's a music and inspiration service, and the theme this week is comfort, and the music will be brought to you by Elaine Silver and myself. So come and join us. That Wednesday evening service is really quite wonderful. I invite you to check it out. We're doing tithes and offerings a little bit differently since we're attempting not to touch each other and lots of things right away. So what I'm asking that you do is you take what your heart tells you to give for the offering, and our lovely and wonderful ushers, who happen mostly to be board members, so they will be greeting you with joyous, smiling faces as you exit, and there'll be little gorgeous wood-carved bowls in which, like this one, in which you can put your gift. And so I invite you to do that, give what your heart guides you to give, and know that we are grateful for Reader's Theater. Right. That would not be correct. That would, however. Okay. We're just full of surprises, aren't we? Yeah. The machine, the ghost in the machine has taken over. So we are grateful for whatever it is that you give. It could be a blessing, a prayer, it could be a check, it could be a credit card number, it could be you go online, and we've got all kinds of fun ways that you can go online. Go to the website, unityofsarasota.org, click the contribute button, check out the newsletter. All of those things tell you ways that you can give. And we appreciate all of your giving because it supports the work of this spiritual community so that we can support not only you, but the greater community as well. And so we are very appreciative. And so let's say our affirmation together on the next slide. There we go. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly. And so it is. All right. And so you're going to do that on the way out. And in the meantime, let us just be grateful and know that God is the source of all of this giving, and that giving then comes from the source through us and back out again to do greater work still. And for this, we are most appreciative. And we are honored to know the truth of our being, that we are abundantly resourced, we abundantly receive, and we abundantly give. And for this, we are grateful. And so it is. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen. Okay, so we're going to do our prayer for protection, followed by Rob singing the peace song. I would invite you to stand during the peace song. Don't hold hands, but reach out and remember we're connected already, so you don't need to actually touch. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever God is, we are, and all is well.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins